Trump had a frankly bizarre and odd town hall yesterday where he swayed to set of very weird songs for about 40 minutes, standing completely still. Everyone's talking about it, but there's a few things that people missed. I want to show those to you in just a moment. But first, we have some breaking news that Trump just backed out from another interview. First, he backed out from 60 Minutes, and now he just backed out of an interview with CNBC, a network that he used to like to actually go on.
Well, you should talk her into coming on as well. And you said you've tried.
You're going to be nice to her?
Well, Trump canceled, and he was going to come on. So, and I said, when you come on, we'll be able to say you came, and I didn't talk to him personally, but I said, yeah, we've offered the vice president, and she's not coming on, but you are. Now he's canceled. So now she could come on, and we could say we offered it. Trump can't, but they're not.
Can Becky ask the questions?
And what a sharp contrast between Trump, who is backing out of 60 Minutes, now CNBC, and Kamala Harris, who is actually doing interviews with, as sources say here, sources I'm assuming, thank you for the ad, God damn it, mainstream media. All right, sources being, I'm sure, the Harris campaign, joining the Joe Rogan podcast to potentially go on for an interview. Very smart in a hunt to talk to male voters. He has the largest podcast. I'm not sure if that's the largest in the world. It might be, but it's definitely the largest in America and certainly has the youngest male audience in the country. So very smart. And she's also going on Fox News. Here's New York Times saying that Kamala Harris is set to go on an interview with a not-so-friendly outlet, Fox News, which prompted to Trump get very upset, saying that Fox is turning against him, blah, 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 blah. And so my hope is that Kamala Harris does do a CNBC interview. Part of a presidential campaign you want to do is create a contrast between you and your opponent. And what better way to do that than show that Kamala Harris can go anywhere and everywhere, talk to anyone and everyone. I think if we expect our president to be able to take on Putin, we should be able to expect our president to take on adversarial reporters. And I can understand why the Donald Trump campaign is trying to limit Donald Trump's public appearances, because it is clear now, after yesterday's shocking display during that very strange music town hall impromptu playlist party, I don't know what you call it, and it's obviously not like a first time experience. Kristi Noem very knowingly knew that something was up, and this is one of those moments I want to show you where when Donald Trump started to short circuit, Kristi Noem tried to give him an out.
Open, that feels good.
It does.
I feel it right now. I don't know who's out there trying to get in, but you know what I feel? Doesn't that feel nice?
Yes.
And you don't even have, there's nothing like outdoors. You don't even have the cost of an air conditioner if they have them in this beautiful factory. Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yep. Well, sir, do you want to play your song and then greet a few people, or do you want to? Well, you had said you wanted to close with a specific song.
Okay, let's do a couple of
two more fast questions.
So, Justin, how about a couple of really beauties? And we'll sit down, relax.
That's the moment. Okay, so what you need is a little bit of context for what that was. So prior to that, so I watched this whole stupid rally. So prior to that, Donald Trump, a couple people fainted, and Donald Trump said, like, here, listen, we're going to answer some questions. There's supposed to be a town hall. We're going to answer some questions. And then at the end of this, what we're going to do is play a couple of songs, right? And so they were supposed to answer more questions. They never answered more questions. And so what Kristi Noem said, she tried basically cutting the event short by doing that. And Donald Trump was, because she could tell Donald Trump was totally confused. Let's just watch it again.
Open, that feels good.
It does.
I feel it right now. I don't know who's out there trying to get in, but you know what I feel? Doesn't that feel nice?
Yes.
And you don't even have, there's nothing like outdoors. You don't even have the cost of an air conditioner if they have them in this beautiful factory. Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yep. Well, sir, do you want to play your song and then greet a few people, or do you want to? Well, you had said you wanted to close with a specific song. or
Okay,
we could
let's
take
do a couple
two
of
more
mine.
fast questions.
So, Justin, how about a couple of really beauties, and we'll sit down, relax. Let me just. give
I
you
also
bottom
think the
line,
thing
though.
that's really telling about that too is that it sounds to me the way she's speaking to him is the way you talk to your elderly grandparent. Like she's talking, like she's really like speaking very, like she's really talking down to him in a way. I mean, not talking, but she's like really speaking very like gently to him. Like, sir, did you want to la? Did you want to listen to your song? Did you want to have your yogurt? It felt like, you know, doesn't it feel like that?
Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yep. Well, sir, do you want to play your song and then greet a few people, or do you want to? Well, you had said you wanted to close with a specific song. or
Okay,
we could
let's
take
do a couple
two
of
more
mine.
Well, you
fast-
said you wanted to have your yogurt after your breakfast. Anyway, and then there was this moment too, which I thought was also shocking. Everyone's completely missed over.
It will be, I'll tell you, if everything works out, if everybody gets out and votes on January 5th or before, you know.
The election is on November 5th. November 5th. I know it's like a broken record, but imagine if Joe Biden were to have done that. I know it's a simple thing to mix up the dates, but this, within the context of everything else, I think is a bigger deal. And for their part, at least the publications are starting to write about it a little bit. Here is the Washington Post saying Trump sways and bops to music for 39 minutes, an unusual town hall episode. They had one quotable moment here saying some in the crowd began to leave. Some looked around, wondering whether he was done speaking for the night and how much longer the dance or sway session would last. Another reporter wrote, even by Trump's own warped yardstick of campaign events, this was a strange one. He suggested his answer to bringing down house prices was to drill, baby, drill, went on a digression about why he liked to talk about the late, great Hannibal Lecter, because he was a sick puppy, and we have a lot of sick puppies coming into the country, urged people to get out and vote on January 5th, as I showed you, rather than November 5th, and he promised to halt the war in Ukraine while president-elect, all during the normal part of the event. So my favorite part about this is not the fact that Donald Trump is decomposing in front of our eyes, though that is nice. It is that it's 3 weeks until the election, and the narrative is changing on the worst topic Trump can have focused on him, which is about his health, his mental capabilities. Every poll has shown that Kamala Harris wins every time when it comes to mental acuity, when it comes to age, when it comes to fitness for office. So if that's what we're focusing on for 3 weeks and we're owning that narrative, this is a great sign for us. Of course, it doesn't mean, I mean, like they say, you know, this is one on the margins, so it all matters. But I'd much rather be talking about this, and we'd much rather be talking about this, and they hate that we're talking about this, rather than everything else they'd rather be lying about, which is immigration and everything else. So this is a great moment for us and a terrible moment for Donald Trump, which means it's a great moment for the country. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit thumbs up on this video. If you'd like to help out the channel, hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?